Hi and welcome to your ENG 6203 Engineering Economics. This topic discusses Week 3 Present Economy Studies.
So objectives. This module deals with complex numbers, its forms, and operations that can be performed on complex numbers. Okay, at the end of this module, the learner should be able to identify the different forms of complex numbers, perform operations on complex numbers, namely addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so let's go through the basic terms and principles of economics. So first, we have engineering economy, or it's the analysis and evaluation of factors that will affect the economic success of engineering projects. So it ensures the best use of capital. Then we also have the consumer goods and services. It is the products or services that are directly used by people. Number 3, product, goods, and services used to produce goods and services or other producers' goods. And then we have necessities, products and services that are required to support human life and activities. They are purchased in somewhat the same quantity. Luxuries, these are products or services that are desired by humans and will be purchased if money is available after the required necessities have been obtained. Demand, quantity of commodity bought at a certain price at a given time. We have the elastic demand occurs when a decrease in selling price results in a greater than proportionate increase in sales. Inelastic demand occurs when a decrease in the selling price produces a less than proportionate increase in sales. We have the unitary elasticity of demand. The mathematical product of volume and price is constant. Perfect competition. Commodity or services is supplied by a number of vendors. It does not prevent other vendors to enter the market. Then we have the monopoly. It is the opposite of perfect competition. Products and services are available from a single vendor. It prevents the entry of the other vendors in the market. Then we have the oligopoly. Few suppliers of products or services. Action by one vendor will almost inevitably result in similar action by others. Then we also have the supply. Quantity of commodity offered for sale at a given place and time. Then law of supply and demand. Under conditions of perfect competition, the price at which a given product will be supplied and purchased is the price that will result in the supply and demand being equal. And last, we have the law of diminishing returns. When the use of one of the factors of products is limited either in increasing cost or by absolute quantity, a point will be reached beyond which an increase in the variable factors will result in a less than proportionate increase in output. Then selections in present economy. So present economy studies occurs in the following situation. Okay. Actually, there are many cases in engineering economy studies wherein interest is not a factor. So first, we have this selection of material. 2, selection of methods to be used. 3, selection of design. 4, selection of location or site for a project. 5, comparison of efficiency among workers. And last, economy of numbers of laborers. Okay, let's have an illustrative example problem. Okay, number 1, an electrical contractor has a job which should be completed in 100 days. At present, he has 80 men on the job and it is estimated that they will finish the work in 130 days. If of the 80 men, 50 men are paid 190 a day, 25 men at 220 a day, and 5 men at 300 pesos a day, and if for each day beyond the original 100 days, the contractor has to pay 2,000 liquidated damages. Okay, so let's go with the given. What are the given? First, required days to complete. So the required days based on the problem, of course, is 100 days. Okay. Then total men working, the actual men they have is 80. Then estimated time to finish is equals to 100 days. So here you will notice now that we already exceeded in the 100 days required. Okay. And for the salary, we have 50 men with 190 pesos per day, 25 men with 220 pesos per day salary, and we have 5 men with 300 pesos a day salary. Of course, the condition beyond 100 days, if you exceed beyond the required hours, you have to pay 2,000 liquidated damages. So based here, they already exceeded 30 days. Okay, let's go to the solution. So let X is equals to number of men to be added to complete the job on time, equating man to days. We have, okay, so what we need here is to complete the additional number of men needed to complete the 100 days required. So you will notice here, okay, so we have X, okay, this will be the number of men that we need for us to be able to complete the 100 days. So X plus 80 men that we have multiplied by 100 days is equals to, this is the actual, we have 80 men multiplied by the estimated days to finish, so 130 days. So what we need to do is we have to multiply 100 with 80 men and X, that will be 100X plus 8,000 is equals to 80 multiplied by 130 days is equals to 10,400. Okay, now transfer the 8,000. So we have 100X is equals to 10,400 minus 8,000. Okay, so we now have 100X is equals to 2,400. Then of course, we need to get the X. Okay, we need to get the X. So multiply, divide X divided by 100 and 2,400 divided by X. So we will get X equals to 24 men. So we need 24 men to complete, additional 24 men to complete the required 100 days. Let's base now the solution with the actual men that they have, and of course with the 130 days estimated. So first for the wages. Okay, so we have here 50 men multiplied by 190 pesos, their salary, multiplied by 130 days. So the total amount would be 1,235,000. Then for 20 men with 220 pesos salary per day, multiplied by 130 days, the total is 715,000. And for 5 men with 300 pesos per day salary, multiplied by 130 days is equals to 195,000. Okay, but we also have the damages, since I mentioned earlier that we already exceeded the required 100 days. So since the estimated is 130 days, so we have excess of 30 days. So 2,000 for the damages per day multiplied by 30 days, and we have an additional 60,000. So the total expense is 2,205,000. That's for 80 men. Now let's compute with 100 men on the job. So where did we get this 100 men, 104? Of course, from the previous, diba, we compute for the additional. How many men do we need to complete the 100 days? So based on the computation, we need additional 24. Okay, so 80 men, which is the existing, plus the additional 24 will be 104 men. So now, let's base on the 104 men. Okay, so again, 50 men plus we will add additional 19 men with 190 salary multiplied by 100 days. Now we will be using 100 days. Okay, that will be 1,311,000. Next, we have 25 men plus 5 men. This is 19 plus 5 is 24. Okay, that's the additional. 25 men plus 5 men with the salary of 220 multiplied by 100 days, that would be 660,000. Okay, and then for 5 men, no additional, we have 300 salary multiplied by 100 salary is equals to 150,000. Okay. Then the total expense now is 2,121,000. Now, saving by employing more men, from the previous, using 80 men with 130 days, we have 2,205,000 minus with 100 men, okay, and completing the job in 100 days, which is 2,121,000. So by employing more men, we can also save 84,000. So which is better? Diba? It's better to hire more men that can finish in the required days instead of hiring a few men, but you have to pay for the damages. Okay. So we now, by having 104 men, we will be saving 84,000. So let's move to the next problem. So the monthly demand for ice cans being manufactured by Mr. Cruz is 3,200 pieces. With a manually operated guillotine, the unit cost is 25 pesos. An electrically operated hydraulic guillotine was offered to Mr. Cruz at a price of 275,000, and which will cut by 30% the unit cutting cost. So disregarding the cost of money, how many months will Mr. Cruz be able to recover the cost of the machine if he decides to buy now? Okay, again, given. What are the given? We have the ice cans, which is 3,200 pieces. Okay, the manually operated guillotine, the unit cutting cost is equals to 25 pesos. Okay, then for the electrically operated hydraulic, if Mr. Cruz will buy it, the price is equals to 275,000. But, okay, it will cut the unit cost to 30%. Okay, so we will now be answering the question, how many months will Mr. Cruz be able to recover the cost of the machine if he decides to buy? Okay. So for the manually operated, let's get the solution for manually operated guillotine. So the monthly cutting cost is equals to 3,200 pieces. So that's the requirement. Okay. And the amount is 25 pesos per cutting cost. So 3,200 pieces, the required multiplied by the amount per piece. So we have 3,200 multiplied by 25. The monthly cutting cost now is 80,000. Okay. For electrically operated hydraulic guillotine, the monthly cost is 3,000, same with the manually, 3,200 pieces multiplied by 25, since same price, but with 30% cutting cost. Okay, multiplied by 1 minus 0.30. So the monthly cutting cost now is 56,000. So here you will notice the difference, okay? The savings when you are going to use electrically operated hydraulic guillotine. So savings is equals to 80,000 from the manually and minus 56,000 from the electrically operated hydraulic guillotine. So the savings of Mr. Cruz will be 24,000 per month. Okay, now number of months to recover the cost of machine. So the cost of machine is 275,000. And based on our computation, the savings will be 24,000. So we'll be using 24,000, this 24,000, to pay the 275,000 machine. So 275,000 divided by 24,000, okay? So the number of months to recover the cost of the machine is 11.5 months. So it means that within 11.5 months, we have to pay this 275,000 using our savings, which is the 24,000. So after 11.5 months, the savings now will go to Mr. Cruz. Third example. So the making of rivet holes in structural steel members can be done by two methods. Okay. The first method consists of laying out the position of the holes in members and using drill press, okay, costing 30,000 pesos. The machinist is 35 pesos per hour and can drill 30 holes per hour. The second method makes use of a multiple punch machine costing 27,500. The punch operator is paid 30 pesos an hour and he can punch out of 4 holes every minute. So this method also requires expenses of 1.75 pesos per hole to set the machine. Now, if all other costs are assumed equal, what is the total cost for each machine for 6,000 holes, assuming the total cost of each machine to be charged to these holes? Okay, so given for drill press, the cost of drill press is equals to 3,000. Okay, and then operator, the charge for operator is 35 pesos, or the salary of the operator is 35 pesos per hour. Then you can do 30 holes per hour. Okay. Then for multiple punch machine, the cost of multiple punch machine is 27,500. And the salary of the operator is 30 pesos per hour. Okay, then he can do 4 holes per minute. But okay, there's a fee for the setting up the machine, that is, which is 1.75 pesos per hole. Okay, so solution. Okay, the required is to drill 6,000 holes. Okay, so time to drill 6,000 holes, okay, is equals to 6,000 holes, okay, divided by 30 holes per hour, which is, diba, it can be done by the operator. So 6,000 holes divided by 30,000 holes per hour. So the operator can finish 6,000 holes within 200 hours. Okay. Next, so wage of the machinist is now 35 pesos, okay, per hour. Okay, and multiplied by the 200 hours needed to finish the 6,000 holes. So 35 pesos multiplied by 200 hours is equals to 7,000 pesos. Now, the cost of the drill press is equals to, okay, 30,000 pesos. So now the total cost is 37,000 pesos. Again, okay, we need to drill 6,000 holes. So the operator can do 30 holes per hour. So 6,000 holes divided by 30 holes per hour is equals to 200 hours. Okay, that's the maximum hours the machinist can finish the 6 holes. Okay, so the salary of the machinist is 35 pesos per hour multiplied by 200 hours is equals to 7,000 pesos, and the cost of the drill is 30,000. So the total cost is 37,000 pesos. Now for the multiple punch machine. Okay, so time to punch for 6,000 holes. Okay, so the required is 6,000 holes. Again, we have 6,000 holes, but the operator or the machinist can do 4 holes per minute. Okay, so since we'll be counting the hours, so 4 holes per minute multiplied by 60 minutes to convert this to 1 hour. Okay, so this will be 6,000 divided by 4 multiplied by 60 minutes is equals to 25 hours. So now you will notice, diba? You only need 25 hours to finish the 6,000 holes, unlike the drill press, which is 200 hours. So let's proceed. So the wage of the machinist now is, of course, 30 pesos multiplied by, since that 25 hours is required, only 25 hours. So 30 pesos multiplied by 25 hours, the salary of the machinist now is only 750 pesos. Again, there's a big difference. Here, it's only 750, but here, it's 7,000. Okay, but we have the cost of setting the machine. You will notice that we need 1.75 pesos to pay 1.75 pesos to cost of the setting of the machine per hole. Okay, since we need to finish 6,000 holes, we need to multiply that 1.75 to 6,000 holes, which is 10,000 additional 10,500. which you do not have here. Okay? Plus, the cost of multiple punch machine is 27,500. So the total is 38,750. Still, the best solution is this one. Okay? It's better to use drill press because you will only spend 37,000 pesos, unlike the multiple machine, which will cost 38,500. Okay, but if you will base on the number of hours, this is faster, 25, 25 hours, and you can complete the 6,000 holes. But if you will base on the cost, still the drill press. Next, the volume of the raw material required for a certain machine part is 2.02 cubic centimeter. The finished volume is 1.05 cubic centimeter. The time for machining each pieces is 45 seconds for steel and 30 seconds for brass. The cost of the steel is 32.50 pesos per kilogram, and the value of the steel scrap is negligible. So it means that it's fixed. The wage of the operator is 40 pesos per hour, and the overhead cost of the machine is 50 pesos per hour. Okay. Wait, I forgot to mention that the cost of the brass is 60 pesos per kilogram, and the value of the brass scrap is 25 pesos per kilogram. So we have an additional because of the brass scrap. Okay. Again, the wage of the operator is 40 pesos per hour, and the overhead cost of the machine is 50 pesos per hour. So the weight of the steel and brass are 0.081 and 0.088 kilogram per cubic centimeter respectively. So it means that the steel is 0.0081 and the brass is 0.088 kilogram per cubic centimeter. Which material would you recommend? Okay, of course, that's up to given. So the volume required is equals to 2.02 cubic centimeter. And the finished volume is equals to 1.05 cubic centimeter. For the time, steel is equals to 45 seconds and brass is equals to 30 seconds. Then let's go to the cost of the steel. The cost of the steel is 32.50 per kilogram, while the cost of brass is 60 per kilogram. Plus, the brass scrap is equals to 25 per kilogram. Then the wage of the operator is 40 pesos per hour. Then the overhead cost of the machine is equals to 50 pesos per hour. Now for the weight of the steel is 0.081 kilogram per cubic centimeter, and the weight of the brass is 0.088 kilogram per cubic centimeter. Now for the solution. Okay. Okay, so the weight per piece is equals to, this is the required volume. Okay, so 2.02 cubic centimeter, and this is the weight of the steel. So 0.081 kilogram per cubic centimeter. So we will now have the 0.01636 kilogram. Since we are talking about the weight per piece, we will eliminate the cubic centimeter. Okay, so the cost per piece, okay, for material, since weight per piece is 0.01636 kilogram, so the cost per material is equals to 0.01636 kilogram multiplied by the price per kilogram. Okay, the price per kilogram of steel is 32.50 per kilogram. Okay, so since our weight is 0.01636, we will multiply it by 32.50, which is the cost per kilogram. So the answer is 0.5317, the cost of material per piece. Okay, so let's go to the wage of the operator. The wage of the operator is 45 per seconds for steel. Okay, so we have to convert this to per hour. So we have to divide the 45 seconds divided by 3,600 seconds, which is equals to 1 hour, multiplied by the wage of the operator, which is 40 pesos per hour. Okay, so the wage of the operator now per hour based on the material, based on the second here, is 5000. Okay, so the overhead cost, again, 45 seconds. Okay, since the time, this is the time, then divided by 3,600 seconds multiplied by the amount. Okay, the overhead cost is equals 50 pesos per hour. So the cost is now 0.6250. Then the total cost is 1.6567. Now for brass, okay, so the weight per piece, again, the required 2.02 cubic centimeter and the actual weight of the brass, which is 0.0088 kilogram per cubic centimeter. Okay, 2.02 cubic centimeter multiplied by 0.0088 is equal to 0.01778 kilograms. So that's the weight of the brass per piece. Okay, then the cost per piece, the cost per piece is equals to, the material is equals to 0.01 kilogram, which is the weight of the brass per piece, plus the amount of the brass, which is 60 pesos. So the answer is 1.668. Then for the wage of the operator, okay, the time is 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds divided by 3,600, which is equals to 1 hour, multiplied by 40 pesos, since this is the wage of the operator per hour, is equals to 0.333. Okay, then the overhead, again, 30 seconds divided by 3,600 seconds, which equals to 1 hour, multiplied by the overhead cost, which is 50 pesos per hour, is equals to 0.4167. So the total now is 1.8168. So which is better to use? Okay, but gosh, we have the less, or the cost of the scrap. If you still remember, we have the additional fee of 25. Okay, so we have to less the cost of the scrap. Again, this is the required volume, okay, plus the minus 1.05. Okay, the finished volume. Okay, this is the required volume, 2.02, and this is the finished volume. So 2.02 minus 1.05 multiplied by the brass weight. Okay, so 0.0088 multiplied by the price of the scrap, which is 25 pesos, is equals to 0.2134. So now the total cost is 1.634 compared to the steel, which is 1.6567. Okay, which is now better to use? Okay, so it should be the steel, because you don't have to compute for the scrap. Okay, so that's it, and that's all for today, and see you again next meeting.